Dad, this is the next one. This is kind of an indie darling.
Okay.
I think you said last time when you played Journey, that was code for you're going to hate it.
Right.
But we're going to hit A to start. So we're going to have a short story thing to begin with here.
Is it going to be shorter than the last one?
It won't scare you like The Last of Us. This is just going to be a very short thing.
God, last thing was like the 10 Commandments getting through that.
This is going to don't hit any buttons during this thing. It's going to tell you about Stanley. You're playing as Stanley.
Stanley Parable?
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Another story.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day, of every month, of every year.
So he works for the post
although
office.
Others might have considered it soul-ending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came.
For those that don't know, my father works
Though
for
he
the
had
post
been
office.
made exactly for this job.
I'm guessing his life doesn't stay like this for long,
Was happy.
right?
And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
He turns into a
Something
zombie.
that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
Something gonna happen?
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clear.
How do you have the attention span of a
Shocked,
4-year-old?
frozen
You're a
solid.
50-year-old adult
Stanley
man.
found himself unable to move for the
Only on
longest
paper.
time.
No,
But
I
as
think
he
you have
came to
control.
his wits and regained
Oh,
his
what am I supposed to
senses,
do?
He got up from his desk
Explore.
and stepped out of his office.
So again, left stick moves you, right stick looks.
Am I supposed to program this computer?
No, don't worry about the
It
computer.
looks like Basic. Do you remember Basic?
I'm not 50.
You probably won't be if you keep that up. Looks like. What are we doing?
I'm just going to let you do your
Am
thing.
I Stanley?
You're Stanley.
But aren't I supposed to sit there and press buttons?
That's the thing. You don't have your orders. Listen.
Were gone. What could it mean?
Zombies.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
And the announcer didn't tell him where the meeting room was.
Maybe if you looked where you were walking, you're going backwards.
So don't be here.
Yeah, none of these doors, you can't open any doors, so I'll save us some time.
This looks like the Office of Game Informer, except there's nothing weird in here.
You're going to want to listen to the narrator.
A lot of files in here.
So you can't open any closed doors. I just want to save us
How do you-
that time.
So find open doors. Does that say who farted?
I think it did, yeah.
My goodness. Why are there files on the floor?
I don't know.
Zombies?
It's not always zombies.
Oh, look, an open door.
Good job.
I'm getting good at this, aren't I?
You are.
All my experience is paying off.
Oh, wait, listen.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
There's no door on my left. That one? So does he tell me what to do? Is that the whole idea?
I'm just going to let you keep playing.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever experienced in my life. And that's saying a lot. Dan Reichert's my son, and this is the dumbest thing I've ever experienced. Oh, more inane, boring stuff going
Yet
on
there
in
was
here.
not a
Is that the right
single
word,
person
inane?
here either.
Tips for not
Feeling
getting
a wave
fired.
of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
This is riveting. It's just like being a guy that works in a boring office. Except you're the only
Coming to a
employee.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I know.
Backwards.
That's not... The door's not open.
I know, you can't open
Keep going
closed
up?
doors. Up to you.
Oh, for God's sake. I gotta be at work next Tuesday. Oh, the Godfather's in here. I can tell. Ooh. This is fascinating.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, What dark secret was being held from him?
Why is that fireplace
What he
so
could
low?
not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
Am I supposed to remember that?
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Why is his phone from the 1940s?
Back there, the keypad.
Is this in modern day?
Turn around. Yeah. Well, yeah, sure.
2845. Mm-hmm. So what do I press here? I mean, to make the buttons...
A. So point
Stanley
at the thing.
just sat around twiddling his thumbs.
So put the middle
Trying
dot
to
over the
input
number you
anything
want.
on the device was useless, since he could never possibly
How?
know that the combination was
sticks.
2845.
And then remember the right stick looks.
Good thing ATMs aren't like this.
All right.
2845.
People behind me in line are going to be so pissed.
Okay.
Do I want a receipt? No, I don't want to check my balance. I just want to press the number 5.
Forgot. It turns out
Lord.
that the panel's emergency.
Is there an easier way to do
override
this?
kicked in, and the door just opened.
pressing
Oh, it
all
opened.
by
They got
itself.
tired of you and it opened.
Stanley got their
They
head
did.
along with the story. Well, what did he do?
There. Now what?
The door opened for you.
This one?
The big open one.
There's a generator in there. Isn't that what that is?
Yep.
They're apparently filming a movie. Insulation, right?
Say what you see.
That actually is insulation.
Yep.
For once, I was right. Oh, that means something. Billy Ray Cyrus was trying to hang himself with that.
What?
I don't know.
Don't even get that.
No. Saw his daughter twerking. Look at this.
Timely.
Look at that. Timely, it was like 2 months ago.
I know.
Most of my references are at least 30 years old.
That's true, I guess. What was your
Be
Edward
happy
R.
with-
Murrow reference before we went on?
Yeah, these microphones are Edward R. Murrow-esque.
Go up and hit the A button. On
did.
the button. Do it better.
Do it better.
Look at it. Get it center on the screen.
I've heard that before.
Ah. Oh, Christ. There.
Oh my God! You see that lightning bolt? It's a trash compactor. This is stupid. Everything's stupid.
I like this game a lot.
Deeper into the building,
Of course you do. You're
Stanley
stupid.
realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a
You're not
stirring of
stupid. I
emotion
take that.
in
I
his
felt bad about
chest,
that. I'm
as
sorry.
though he felt more free
You
to
call me
think for
stupid all the
himself.
time.
What?
The question
Among
was
other
his
things.
job. Why did he feel this now?
You're my favorite
when for
son.
years it had never occurred to him.
He has one son.
This question would not go unanswered for long.
So it's just an office building filled with ropes, right? And no employees. No Ken Griffey in
Stanley
sight.
walked straight ahead through the large door.
I love that if people are just watching this one on YouTube, they have no idea what the hell you're talking about with Ken Griffey.
I have no idea what I'm talking. Ape, escape, escape. That's where they keep the apes.
Ape, it's Apescape. Yes.
Why Apescape? Apescape's my new favorite game.
Actually, there is a game called Ape Escape.
Is there?
Yeah, it's really good.
That's where they keep the light bulbs. What is this?
The lights rose
Hey, I did
on
something.
an enormous room packed with television screens.
That looks like
What
that big thing
horrible
that
secret
Luke
did this
Vader.
place hold?
Luke Vader.
Stanley
Luke,
thought to
the
himself.
Skywalker
Did
guy.
he have the strength
And the
to
Darth
find
Vader
out?
did a battle thing
Yes, this looks like at the end of Empire Strikes Back. Yes.
where they had a big energy thing where they all fought.
Yeah, in Cloud City. Yeah,
And
yeah.
if you lost, you fell down.
If you, yep.
Right?
Yep.
Didn't it look exactly like that?
That's that's the most accurate you've ever been with a nerdy reference. Just saying something.
Are there any games where you can walk quickly besides Resident Evil? I missed that feature. So what do I do here? Jump off? They don't tell you what you're supposed to do.
That's kind of the beauty of
there's
this
a button.
game, Dad.
There's a button
All right.
or a toilet. What is that?
Go to the button and press it.
Now the monitors
Oh,
jumped to
wow.
life, their true nature revealed. Each bore
It's
the
a
number
periodic
of an
symbol
employee
chart.
in the building. Stanley's co-workers.
Oh, this is
the
getting
lives
really
of so
confusing.
many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Where what meant nothing?
Freedom.
God, this is dumb. That actually
This
worked.
mind-controlled
Surprisingly.
facility It was too horrible to believe. It couldn't
Didn't look
be
like
true.
periodic elements.
Had
No, it looks like
Stanley
license
really been
plates.
under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated
that coming down for
to
me?
accept it
I think so.
blindly?
Oh, look at that.
No. He
Press an X.
refused to believe it. He
You don't need to
couldn't
press anything.
accept it. His
that's what's
own
making it
life
go.
In
No, it's not.
someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable.
I hate
Wasn't
this guy
it?
talking.
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Is this like a Matrix thing? Where nothing is as he thought it was?
I took you to see The Matrix, and you hated it.
Oh, my
You,
God.
you were convinced that no one actually understands The Matrix, even though it's pretty easy to follow.
Well, you just kept going off and off about how wonderful it was.
I was 15. It was great.
Or sad.
It's
or
a really good
content.
action movie.
Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
Go here?
And as the cold
I
reality
just
of his
here?
past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its
Who
terrible
plays this crap?
power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls
Dad, do you want to be done with this
once
one?
and
Yes.
for all.
So here's the thing. Okay, so I want to get your review of this. You can stop worrying about pressing buttons. Let's just talk about this for a second.
All right, let's go through this.
All right. What is your takeaway from this game? If you worked at Game Informer, you had my job and you had to review this, what do you say in your review?
It's confusing and weird and boring, and it's not exciting, and you don't really get to do anything except walk around, press buttons, and then be confused by what you see. Right? And everybody's gone and there's no zombies. Now, I'll tell you what, if they can make a movie where Ken Griffey becomes a zombie, there's a video game.
The theme of this year's batch is Ken Griffey.
There's a video game.
Here's the thing. Here's the moment where everyone kind of fell in love with this game.
When?
It's the
I
moment
have-
that you just completely just farted past.
What?
So it's the part where you go into that room and it says there's two doors and the narrator says Stanley took the door on his left. And it's supposed to be kind of this like, whoa, well, what the hell? What should I do that or what's behind? Like you didn't have any kernel of curiosity as far as like, well, what happens if I go to the right?
No, I just did what I was told. I've been married. And then I apologized.
That's the beauty is the curiosity of like, well, it's telling me to go that way, but that door's open. I can go in there.
No, I'm from that generation where you might. Obviously, the guy's an authority figure, and he tells you to do something, you do it, and then a bunch of boring stuff doesn't happen.
So no curiosity whatsoever.
So people play this for hours and days, right?
The thing with this game is that there are dozens of ways this game can end based on how you make your decisions,
And they're all boring. Where are all the people?
there's
at?
no other people.
But there was at one time. Because remember,
You're thinking too much about this.
I saw the license plates with all the employee numbers.
Right. But it's the idea. It's the idea of choice when you're a gamer, to where it's like, well,
So
he's
it's like-
telling me to go to that way, but like, what if I broke the rules and I went that way?
So it's a choose your adventure video.
That is a way you could put it. Yes, and it's because most games you just kind of follow a path. It's like go
Right.
there, go there, go there, do that, do that.
So
And
different
this-
things happen based on what decisions you make.
Yeah,
right?
and there's all these branching paths and all these different ways the game can go with wildly different endings.
But does anything fun ever happen?
I mean, it's not like Donkey Kong. It's not like, hey, it was fun jumping over that barrel.
So if you go in the other door, the file cabinets are a different color. What happens?
I think you've got this figured out, Dad.
The buttons are blue instead of red, and if you go the other way,
Dad, I'm going to mercy kill this one.
I hate this game.
That's the Stanley Parable. What's your score out of 10, Dad?
Oh, -3.
Okay, Stanley Parable. On to the next one.
I just need to know where all the people are. I'm a logical guy.